Welcome to this super short tutorial on how to add content types and input fields in Sanity Studio. In this tutorial, we'll make a simple post type with a title input field. So here we have a clean project with no predefined content types. And if we first take a look at the Sanity JSON file, we will find some configuration for the project. We have a project name, we have a project ID and dataset name that the studio used to connect to the backend. We have a list of plugins, and we have something called parts. And if you take a closer look at the parts section, you will find a reference to base schema and a path to a file. And let's open that file and see what happens there. So in schema.js, we have some code already. As I said, there are no actual content types being defined here yet. We have create schema, which is the function that creates the schema. We have schema types. This is where types from plugins, etc. comes in. And if you take a closer look at the object in create schema, you have an array called types. And this is where you will define your content types. So let's just jump into it and make a content type. We begin by creating a new object. It needs a name. Let's call it post in this case. It needs a type, and in this case we want to make a document type. And now we can save, and you can see that the studio reloads. I run the studio locally here, and we can go to the web browser, and there's some warnings here and some errors. It says that it should have a title, and it needs to have some fields. We actually need some input fields in order to actually add content. So let's begin with making a title and adding some fields. A post probably wants a title field. So let's make a title field. We give the name title. It needs to be of a type. In this case, a text string seems suitable. And it needs a title. So the title for the title field is title. And now we can save and look what happens. The studio reloads, and I already had a post here. So we can see that there's a post, and we can fill in the title. That's it. This is your first content type with your first input field.